Sudhir Badami, as someone who's written a book on Mumbai's transport system, and I'm focusing on Mumbai, but this could be any part of the country. Do you believe that the present transport system with now the metro coming in is equitable? That's the whole question, that every Mumbaikar should benefit, not just those who travel along the coastal road in their SUVs, but every Mumbaikar will benefit. That's what Kaustubh says, that they are intertwined. Do you believe they are intertwined or not?
They are intertwined. Only thing is that the twines for the Aam Janta, the largest population, is very, very thin string, while the others are quite heavy. So the benefit is only one-sided. That's why I had to write down a book to let people know in authority what is equitable solution. And that is what I expected the chief minister to read and call me up for a meeting, which Mr. Kaustubh Dause has not invited me over to talk to him or to meet the chief minister. If they read through the book seriously, you'll find that I have provided a wide range of solutions, which is what Smriti has talked about, is there in the book. And I think we must try and at least be open to discussing things.
No, but beyond the book, I want to. So, if you want to say what, Mr. Badami, if you want to say 1, 2, 3, what are the 3 solutions? What do you believe? Because now I'm showing you pictures of the older Mumbai, waterlogged rail tracks, potholes. We'll show you pictures of the potholes on the road. These are problems of urban governance. How are you going to fix urban governance? That's the real challenge.
Potholes can be taken care of. There are instances when the potholes increase, just like this year, the rains have been too heavy and continuous with practically no sun in Mumbai. Continuously, we have been having rains and cloud cover. So this was expected to happen.
How would you fix the transport? How would you fix the transport? How would you fix the transport issue, sir? Give me the one solution that you believe top of the mind to fix transport.
Is to provide last mile connectivity, if you may call it, but it is a connectivity which through microbus is what I felt, because it reaches out quickly in narrow lanes near stations where the crowd is pretty high, and that can be evicted quickly. Microbus is the answer. But more important thing is we have to understand that the capacity, what we talk about is hourly capacity of metro rail, does not measure up to the needed capacity to take care of the overload of railways. That is why the metro came into being more than 10 years back, or maybe 15 years back. I think I was trying to go for BRTS, but today we have got one more point to consider. We have to see that the number of cars on the road are reduced, and that also is provided in the book, because I say that provide BRTS for premium class of commuters. So they get onto the BRTS and leave the roads free, for which you then charge congestion charges. I also believe that we should not be overtaxing people unnecessarily.
Okay, let me bring in. You make a valid point there. How do you make a valid point? How do you reduce cars on the road? Some cities like London in particular have been very successful, Smriti, in terms of trying to ensure that at least the city's main hubs are free relatively of traffic congestion. But just the sheer size and volume of Mumbai, surely, Smriti, needs new solutions. And therefore, you've got to surely welcome, even if it's a metro line which may not fulfill the aspirations of all Mumbaikars, at least it's a step up compared to what the situation was a decade ago.
Oh, absolutely. I am not decrying the fact that Mumbai needed a metro network. I don't belong to that group at all. Nor am I saying that Mumbai did not need a brand new large international airport. I'm saying very clearly there is a selectivity in the choice of infrastructure that governments of the past decade have chosen to put their resources into. And that selectivity has come to hurt the entire city of Mumbai. It is hurting the BST, which takes 3.5 million people a day, every single day. We're talking of millions using the airport. Sure, those millions need the airport. But why are you also not thinking of the 3.5 million BST commuters? Why are you also not thinking of making rail travel safer for the 7.5 million commuters every day? My point is on selectivity. And the selectivity comes right down to the infrastructure that we
Okay.
already have, including, and let me put this on the table for all your viewers, the underground metro line that the Prime Minister inaugurated today. A part of it has been functional for well over 6 months, of which, for the majority of time, if you are a customer of certain mobile providers, you don't get connectivity in the underground line. If you are a customer of one particular provider, you get that. But if you're an Airtel provider, you don't get, Airtel customer, you go without connectivity in this super connected Mumbai for 45 minutes, for 1 hour of your commute. And don't say that London Underground, London Tube doesn't have connectivity. Don't compare the Mumbai Metro that was brand new, spanking, gleaming, inaugurated today with London's tube, which has been in operation for 150 years. There is no comparison. And I'm not somebody who's going to take down, a government because there is waterlogging after rain. Practically no city
Right.
in the world, Rajdeep, can handle this kind of intense rainfall in a very short period of time. There is going to be urban floods. There is going to be waterlogging. Even more critical, why we need to pay closer attention to mass infrastructure. And I come back and I will end the point on selectivity. Please
Okay.
make
I've taken
airports,
your
please
point.
make metro lines, but please
Okay.
also
So
pay attention to pavements, cycling tracks. They built a cycling track in Bandra Kurla complex, BKC. That track did not lead out of BKC to any other point. So how are cyclists supposed to even get to BKC if you wanted to cycle there, right? And therefore, this kind of very tunnel vision, project
okay.
led, singular project celebration, I don't think that sits very well.
I therefore want to ask you, Kaustubh, in conclusion, because you made the point that Smriti's made the point that we are using public resources for private gain. That there are a few people who will end up making possibly windfall profits. How does the government respond to that? Because ultimately the city has to be for every Mumbaikar's convenience. Therefore, rather than being single project focused, it's got to be integrated. Is there an integrated plan, and can you give us a vision for the plan over the next decade?
Absolutely, there is an integrated plan. You cannot govern or function a city with a singular or objective on certain projects. I hear Smritiji's views and the point she makes. Whenever you decide something for a city, it has to be holistic. There are various facets that need to be taken into consideration. You also have to do a re-evaluation of what projects to pursue, what not to pursue. Like, for example, we did not pursue the metro rail project simply because we did not believe that it is really a mass transport kind of an ecosystem build out. So we choose the projects wisely, and there is always a holistic plan around the whole thing, because you have to prepare your city for you have to make it resilient and sustainable. Climate change is real, and we are facing the wrath of climate change, and cities have to ensure that the mangroves are protected, that projects are built with a sense of control on climate. So all of these factors are taken into consideration. Every single project that we have built, we have given
So,
enough
to give one
consideration to make
example,
sure.
BST buses. Will the BST bus, to give one example, BST
Yeah,
bus system, which is used by
BST
common
buses
citizens,
are
will that be
undergoing a massive,
upgraded over the next decade?
has to be 100%. BST buses are undergoing a massive transformation. A huge amount of electrification is happening, and significant amount of procurement. But here is what the difference is, and the chief minister always says this. Before starting any project or before starting anything, he always gives this guidance to officers that people need to make sure that service delivery has to improve, and steps need to be taken in order to do that. And yes, there have been challenges, but I think it's an incremental process. We have had certain wins, and then there are obviously certain
Okay.
things that we need to tighten up. Most importantly, I can assure you and all the audiences, Rajdeep, that we are building the city for the future.